Good evening, this is GCN English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Nguyen Kim Khong Sai. First, the headlines. Kuki Chiefs Association expresses gratitude to Manipur security officials. Parliament adjourned till Wednesday amid protests by opposition. Hezbollah fires 250 rockets near Tel Aviv after Israeli strike. News in detail. The Eastern Kuki Chiefs Association, EKCA, said it extended its gratitude to Kuldeep Singh, Security Advisor of Manipur, and Rajiv Singh, IPS, DGP Manipur, for their recent visit to Kamjong district, stating that their visit is particularly significant, as the state is currently experiencing unrest and chaos. According to Jang Pao Haokip, Information Secretary, the association expressed appreciation for the presence of Themting Ngasangva, IGP, Ningseng Warngam, DIG, and Rohit Kumar, DY Commandant BSF. The association said it believes that their visit had a positive impact on the community and provided motivation. They expressed hope for peace and harmony to prevail in the region. The short interaction program, as per EKCA, was attended by leaders from both the Tangkhul and Kuki communities, represented by Rai Zanglong and EKCA, respectively. Other attendees included Hungnyo Yurekhan, SGC Kamjong, CAC Kamjong, Commandant 8 AR, and other invited dignitaries. The program concluded with a vote of thanks and a tea session hosted by Jasad Police. On November 22, 2024, the Hindustan Times reported that 5 tribal villages, Mulvaipe, Valpakot, Ngurte, Thinmu, and Khopui, were affected by ethnic conflict in Manipur. However, the Kuki Zo Council has denied this report, stating that it is baseless and misleading. According to Kaiko Hao Gangte, Secretary of Information for the Kuki Zo Council, the report is an attempt to create confusion and mistrust among the Kuki Zo people. The council has urged the media to be cautious and responsible in reporting sensitive issues. The Kuki Zo Council has also expressed concern over the recent violence in Jiribam, where 10 Kuki Zo village volunteers were killed. The council has demanded justice for the victims and their families. Additionally, the council has pointed out that while the post-mortem reports of the 6 Métis individuals who were killed have been made public, the reports of 10 Kuki Zo village volunteers have not been released. This has created suspicions and mistrust among the Kuki Zo people. The Kuki Zo Council has urged the authorities to take immediate action to address the concern of Kuki Zo people and to ensure justice and peace in the region. The Committee on Tribal Unity, KOTU, has expressed its deepest condolences to families of 2 Kuki Zo village volunteers who made the ultimate sacrifice while on duty. Lungin Singsun, son of Se Mintang from Kumunnon village, posted at Thingsat Post, passed away on November 20, 2024. Pautin Lalgangte El, son of Lungtin from Thingsat Post, passed away on November 24, 2024. The KOTU mourns the volunteers who passed away due to illness while serving at their respective posts. The committee acknowledges the selfless dedications and bravery of these volunteers who have given their lives for the protection and well-being of their community. We salute our fallen heroes and express our deepest gratitude for their sacrifice, said Lam Minlun Singsit, General Secretary of KOTU. May their memories continue to inspire us to work towards a united and prosperous future for our community. Here is some important information to all DEM University students, UG or PG, and research scholars from the Hill districts. Due to current law and order situations, students who are facing difficulties in obtaining their certificates, mark sheets, or results can contact the following persons for assistance: Team 7085483 898 Lamka, Linpu 96123-52557. Alternatively, you can also contact the DMU Office Assistant Halpu from Kangpokpi, Office Assistant DMU, phone number 93664-21926. The KSO Community School in Churachandpur, Manipur had been conducting free coaching for students preparing for JMV entrance exam starting from October 14, 2024. The coaching ended successfully on November 23, 2024 at 4:45 p.m. The program was initiated by KSO Churachandpur to support students who were unable to enroll in JNV due to various reasons. The organizations aim to provide equal opportunities to all students, regardless of their background or financial situation. The coaching program was well received and many students benefited from it. The KSO Churachandpur plans to continue supporting students in the future. Speakers at the closing ceremony included Zangboy Gangti, Joint Secretary of KSO Churachandpur, Pa Le Sim Gangti, and T. Let Milin Haukip, President of KSO Churachandpur. Other dignitaries presented included Zangolin Haukip, CJM Churachandpur District, M. Sekhugin Haukip, Secretary Education, L. Millal Gangte, VP Admin KSO Churachandpur, and Tien Khosei Haukip, the VP External KSO Churachandpur. Two active members of the proscribed United National Liberation Front Pambay Group were arrested from Manipur's Imphal East District for allegedly being involved in extortion, police said on Monday. The two, identified as Thodam Ibungobi Meitei and Chanam Rashni Chanu, were apprehended in Korai Ahongay Labuk Leirak area on November 23, a policeman's statement said. Arms and ammunition, one wireless radio set, and a mobile phone were recovered from their possessions, it said. The outlawed UNLF Pambay Group has signed a peace agreement with the central government in 2023, but its members have been involved in extortion, a police officer said. In another seizure during a search operations, arms and ammunition were recovered from Lungkhuzang in Kangpokpi district, the police said. Earlier on November 24, Manipur police arrested 6 individuals and apprehended 1 juvenile for their alleged involvement in damaging properties belonging to elected officials on November 16, marking significant progress in the ongoing investigations. 3 suspects were taken into custody on November 22 in Kaksing district: Mayang Lambam Harrison Singh, 28, Wahengbam Samsung Singh, 32, and Yangkom Chandrasekhar Singh, 57. The following day, police detained 3 more individuals in Imphal West: Mutum Rosen Singh, 28, Laisram Bizoy Meitei, 21, and Jameson Thoktum, 20, along with 1 juvenile. The total number of arrests related to November 16 property attacks has now reached 41, according to police officials. These incidents are part of a broader pattern of unrest that has gripped the northeastern state. Manipur police arrested 6 individuals and apprehended 1 juvenile for their alleged involvement in damaging properties belonging to elected officials on November 16, marking significant progress in the ongoing investigations. 3 suspects were taken into custody on November 22 in Kaksing district: Mayang Lambam Harrison Singh, 28, Wahengbam Samsung Singh, 32, and Yangkom Chandrasekhar Singh, 57. The following day, police detained 3 more individuals in Imphal West: Mutum Rosen Singh, 28, Laisram Bizoy Meitei, 21, and Jameson Thoktum, 20, along with 1 juvenile. The total number of arrests related to November 16 property attack has now reached 41, according to police officials. These incidents are part of a broader pattern of unrest that has gripped the northeastern state. This development follows earlier arrests and coincides with heightened security measures across Manipur. Law enforcement has established numerous checkpoints and increased patrols along major transportation routes to maintain order and protect essential supplies. The property attacks occurred against the backdrop of wider tensions in the region, including recent violent incidents and ongoing political disputes. Local authorities continued their investigations while maintaining enhanced security protocols across affected districts. Uproar by opposition parties forced proceedings in both houses of parliament, the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, to be adjourned until Wednesday. In the Rajya Sabha, the opposition led by the Congress attempted to raise the issue of the indictment of Adani Group founder Gautam Adani and others in a U.S. court. The charges relate to paying bribes to secure solar power supply contracts. The Lok Sabha was also adjourned without any significant business being conducted on Monday due to protests from opposition members on a range of issues. When the lower house reconvened at noon, opposition members raised slogans relating to violence in Uttar Pradesh, Sambhal, and demanded an investigation into allegations made against a prominent businessman in a U.S. court. BJP member Sandhya Ray, who was chairing the sessions, asked if members were unwilling to let the House proceed with its business. The chair then decided to adjourn proceedings until Wednesday. Earlier in the day, the lower house had been adjourned until noon after paying tribute to departed members, including 2 MPs who had won the parliamentary elections this year. In the Rajya Sabha, leaders of opposition and Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, along with 6 others MPs, called for discussions on the Adani bribery issue. Kharge claimed that if the day's business were suspended, the opposition would be able to explain how this very important issue was affecting the entire country. The image of the country has been tarnished globally, and yet Prime Minister Narendra Modi was supporting Adani, he alleged. At this point, Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar ordered that nothing that Kharge says will go on record. However, as the opposition persisted, Dhankar adjourned the sessions for 15 minutes. When the House reassembled at 11:45 a.m., the chairman said he has the highest respect for the members of the House and urged them to allow him to continue with the scheduled business. However, some opposition members were heard raising certain matters. The chairman then adjourned the proceedings of the House for the day. On Tuesday, Parliament would hold a special event in the Central Hall of Samvidhan Sadan to launch year-long celebrations of the 75th anniversary of the adoption of the constitutions by the Constituent Assembly. There will be no sitting of Parliament on Tuesday to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the Constituent Assembly's adoption of the constitutions in 1949. Chairman Dhankar also disallowed 13 notices filed under Rule Number 267, including 7 requests for discussions on the U.S. indictment involving the alleged payment of USD 265 million in bribes. The other notices under Rule Number 267, which calls for suspending the listed business of the House to take up discussion on the issue being sought to be raised, pertain to continued violence in Manipur, violent clashes in UP Sambal district, and special assistance to flood-hit Wayanad district of Kerala. At least 4 people were killed in a violent clash in Uttar Pradesh Sambal district on Sunday after a mob opposing survey of a mosque clashed with the police. The survey was initiated following a court order based on a complaint alleging that the Mughals demolished a temple to construct the mosque. The protesters, numbering in the hundreds, gathered near the Shahi Jama Masjid as the survey team arrived and opposed the move. The situation turned violent as the mob threw stones at the survey team, which was accompanied by heavy police deployment. In retaliation, the police fired tear gas shells to disperse the crowd. Those who died were identified as Nauman Bilal, 9, and Mohammed Kaif. Muradabad's Divisional Commissioner Anzaniya Kumar Singh said. The last rites of Nauman and Bilal Ansari were conducted at 11 p.m. in heavy police presence. The police have confirmed the deaths but have not disclosed the victims' identities. While it is alleged that the victims sustained bullet injuries, the police stated that the exact cause of death would only be determined after the autopsy. Some people, including 2 women, were arrested. Women were throwing stones from the roofs. So far, 3 people have died in Sambal, Kumar said, adding that around 20 police officers were injured in the incident. After the survey was completed, the stone pelting started by 3 groups from 3 directions. The police used tear gas and plastic bullets to handle the situations. Another group started setting vehicles on fire as they also began firing. The police were shot in the foot during the firing. The deputy collector got fractured. A circle officer, DSP rank official were injured, and around 20 police jawans were injured. The situation is under control. We're speaking to representatives, he said. Tensions escalated in the area on Sunday morning. The head of Jama Masjid made an announcement from within the mosque, urging the crowd gathered outside to disperse, but the protesters refused to comply. Despite attempts made by senior police officials to claim the situation, the crowd remained defiant and eventually began pelting stones. Describing the scenes leading to the incident, Sambal District Magistrate said the management committee was called yesterday. The advocate commissioner was there, and there were 2 lawyers of the plaintiff. It started at 7:30 a.m. and ended at 10 p.m. There were no stones thrown at them. We had made more security arrangements than what our intelligence had told us. There was no stone pelting till 9:15 a.m. As soon as the announcement was made from the mosque that the survey was complete, people started to throw stones and firing took place. There was no namazis either. Everything is normal now and we have zero tolerance against such miscreants, he said. The official said a magisterial inquiry will be conducted into the matter. On his part, the Sambal superintendent of police said the police officials did not use any weapons that would cause risk to people's life. The police and intelligence were aware of it. On the possibility of violence during the survey, we have made full deployment. This is not an intelligence or security failure. We say that the gathering is illegal, he said. The firing took place during the classes. Shells of 32 bore and 15 bore were found. At least 21 people were taken into custody. We recovered weapons from stone from some homes. Shots were fired from the mosque roof, he said. The police official said an FIR was filed and the internet was shut down for 24 hours after an order by the Sambal District Magistrate Rajendra Pansiya. Heavy exchange of fire continues between Israel and Hezbollah on Sunday. Israel struck Hezbollah's Shah Beirut stronghold, as Lebanese media reported intense fighting in the border area. In response, Iran-backed Hezbollah fired about 250 rockets and other projectiles into Israel in one of the militant group's heaviest barrage in months, wounding at least 7 people. Israeli air defenses intercepted some rockets fired by Hezbollah, but others caused damage to houses in central Israel, according to a report by AFP. Some projectiles even reached the Tel Aviv area in the heart of Israel. Hezbollah in a statement said that it had launched for the first time an aerial attack using a swarm of attack drones on the Ashdod naval base in southern Israel. Later, it said it fired a barrage of advanced missiles and a swarm of attack drones at a military target in Tel Aviv, and had also launched a volley of missiles at the Glilot Army intelligence base in the city's suburbs. Hezbollah has previously reported attacks against the Glilot base. The Israeli military confirmed about 250 projectiles were fired in one of the world's highest daily figures. On September 24, the day after Israel escalated airstrikes against Hezbollah, there were 350 launches from Lebanon, according to military. Meanwhile, in Lebanon, Israel struck the capital's southern suburbs, a Hezbollah stronghold, a day after a wave of Israeli strikes that the health ministry said killed 84 people. Deadly strikes also hit the heart of Beirut over the past week. On Sunday, Lebanon said in-person classes in the capital area would be suspended on Monday for safety reasons. The conflict has killed at least 3,754 people in Lebanon since October 2023, according to Health Ministry, most of them since September. On the Israeli side, authorities said at least 82 soldiers and 47 civilians have been killed. The heavy exchanges of fire came despite an immediate Israel-Hezbollah ceasefire call from top EU diplomat Joseph Borrell while on a visit to Lebanon on Sunday. In Beirut, Mr. Borrell held talks with Parliamentary Speaker Nabi Berri, who has led mediation efforts on behalf of his ally Hezbollah. We see only one possible way ahead, an immediate ceasefire and the full implementations of United Nations Security Council Resolutions 1701, Mr. Borrell said. Lebanon is on the brink of collapse, he warned. Earlier this week, U.S. Special Envoy Amos Hochstein also said in Lebanon that a truce deal was within our grasp and then headed to Israel for talks with officials there. Under Resolution number 1701, which ended the last Hezbollah-Israel war on 2006, Lebanese troops and UN peacekeepers should be the only armed forces present in the southern border area. The resolution also called for Israel to withdraw troops from Lebanon and reiterated earlier calls for disarmament of all armed groups in Lebanon. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump is reportedly preparing to sign an executive order that will remove all transgender members from the United States military, a move that has intensified concerns within the LGBTQIA+ community. According to a report in the Sunday Times, officials have stated that transgender personnel would be discharged on medical grounds, deeming them unfit to serve. During Trump's first term as president, he had introduced a similar policy that prohibited transgender individuals from joining the armed forces while allowing those already enlisted to remain in their roles. However, the current proposals, as reported, would extend to removing all transgender service members, regardless of their current status. It is anticipated that the executive order will be issued on Trump's first day in office, January 20 next year. If signed, Trump's new directive could be broader and more contentious than the policy he implemented during his first term. After Trump left office, President Joe Biden had overturned the military ban in his first week as president in 2021, issuing an executive order to restore transgender individuals' right to serve openly. However, with Trump's potential return to White House, transgender rights in the U.S. may face renewed challenges. Reports indicated that approximately 15,000 transgender individuals are actively serving in the U.S. military. When President Joe Biden overturned Trump's earlier ban on transgender service members, it was documented that around 2,200 military personnel were diagnosed with gender dysphoria, while several others identified with gender different from their assigned birth gender. Trump has frequently criticized transgender inclusion as part of what he calls wokeness and left-wing indoctrinations. He has also expressed his intention to eliminate funding for schools that teach topics such as critical race theory, gender identity, and what he termed transgender insanity. Additionally, Trump has advocated for policies barring transgender athletes from participating in women's sport and restricting classroom discussions on gender identity. Pat Hegseth, Trump's nominee for Secretary of Defense, reportedly shares similar views. According to Washington Post, Hegseth has argued that efforts to integrate women and transgender personnel into the military are weakening U.S. national security. Meanwhile, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance has drawn criticism for remarks regarding transgender and non-binary individuals. During a podcast with Joe Rogan, Vance says that some white children are incentivized to identify as transgender to improve their chances of gaining admission to Ivy League universities. He reportedly stated that middle and upper middle class white parents might view being transgender as a pathway into diversity, equity, and inclusion in DEI systems in the U.S. Trump's anticipated order reflects his broader political agenda and continues his contentious approach to issues surrounding gender and inclusion. Trump has outlined plans to implement extensive restrictions on transgender rights across multiple areas, including education, healthcare, sports, and the military during his campaign. According to news agency Associated Press, Trump's administration is expected to propose policies that exclude transgender students from protections under Title IX, potentially impacting rules related to pronouns, restroom access, and locker room use. Meanwhile, in terms of healthcare, at least 26 states have already enacted laws restricting access to gender-affirming care for transgender minors. Trump has reportedly succeeded at expanding these restrictions by barring doctors and hospitals from providing such care through Medicaid and Medicare, according to news agency. Trump, along with many Republican leaders, opposes the inclusion of transgender women and girls in female sports categories. Currently, 24 states have legislation prohibiting transgender athletes from participating in women's sport. Earlier this year, 16 college athletes filed a lawsuit against the NCAA over allowing transgender swimmer Lia Thomas to compete. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.